to another episode of Hard Target Range. Let's go shooting! Fantastic, fantastic. You gotta love a 1911. You wouldn't know those were coming out at 1,450 feet per second. I tell you, out of all the guns I've ever owned, I've never ever shot a gun that's more accurate, easier to shoot accurately than this gun right here. Well, I hope you enjoyed that footage we had of shooting at the Hard Target Range, those different guns. Those were some of the guns that made it in my list of the ones I enjoyed shooting the most in the past year. Jack and I, we were talking about it when we were working on his race car, getting ready for the race yesterday, that when you get out there and you ring steel with them, some of the guns that you really enjoy shooting because they're so precise and accurate, when you get out there at the Hard Target Range, yeah, they're really accurate guns, but now you're out there having a lot of fun ringing those beautiful AR-500 steel hard targets by Hard Target, link down below, because they're a blast, and you start ringing them, and some of them that were highly accurate, they weren't so much fun out there on the range, and some of them that you shot that you just, they didn't get so excited about them. When you got out on the Hard Target Range, they got to be something really exciting, especially when you got out at 50 yards and were ringing that steel. So after we talked about it for a while, we came up with two of the firearms. Of course, the 1911s, every one of the SIG 1911s, both those SIG 1911s were on our list. We love those. And that's the 10 millimeters were up there too. There's something about shooting those that's a lot of fun. But these two guns, and the one gun, hey, it is fun to hit that steel and ring it, Jack, so I can't say that's not part of it, but the one gun's just plain fun. It's a fun gun, Jack. So, two different guns, two totally different guns, and, well, technically there's three guns, Jack, but two different guns, totally different guns, and totally different price points on the guns. From one of the least expensive firearms you can buy to one that's, it's customized, so it's a little more expensive because it's customized. Both of them happen to be, though, from the same manufacturer, hence the title on this video. Let's start with the least expensive. This is one Jack won in a poker game from my neighbor. And thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. This is a Ruger EC9s. Very inexpensive gun. What did the neighbor say he paid for it, Jack? $219. That's what he paid for it. So I've heard they've gone for less than that. People have told me they've gotten them for as low as $199 on sale. I don't know. I haven't really even looked at one in a store. What a fantastic gun this is. This little EC9s by Ruger 9mm. Never missed the steel target with this once. Even out at 50 yards, we were ringing steel with it, weren't we, Jack? What a great little gun. And one of the reasons I'm excited about this gun so much is it proves my point that I've said repeatedly. All you got to do is get your sights centered and straight on that barrel. Yeah, and you're going to hit something as long as you're doing your job. And these sights on this is why the gun's so inexpensive. The sights are just part of the slide, just milled out of that piece of steel. Not putting any sights in this, just a CNC machine, I guess, machining those sights right out of that block of steel. And what an accurate little gun. Just an outstanding, outstanding backup firearm right here. I couldn't recommend this enough. We'll see how it holds up over time, but being a Ruger, I suspect we're not going to have any problems. We've had zero problems with it, but we only have a couple, well, like 300 rounds through it now. We shot it quite a bit the other day, Jack. About 300 rounds through it, I'd say. I don't know what the neighbor put through it. He just, in a box, he couldn't hit anything. But at any rate, I'm just teasing if you're watching this. But at any rate, what a fantastic firearm. Out on that hard target range. And even on the paper range, Jack, because it's so accurate. I really enjoyed shooting it there. But out in the hard target range, there's nothing funner than taking this little gun out to 50 yards and hitting those beautiful AR-500 steel hard targets. By hard target, there's a link down below. Wow, is that ever fun? So that is our pick as one of the two best, and we're still arguing over which one's the best. Here's the other one, but this gun, you know, I say that one's the best, Jack. You know why? Because this gun it's just fun to shoot, no matter where you shoot it, period, because it's a fun gun. So, yeah, we might want to give the edge to that inexpensive EC9s. But that would be the old Ruger Vaquero 357 Magnum, customized by Gary Reeder. This gun's a little more expensive, costs $600 retail. And then about 3 times that you're paying to have it customized. So yeah, it's a lot more expensive, but what a nice, nice firearm. A little different than the standard Vaquero because he's done a little alteration to that grip frame to make it a little more pleasant to shoot. And notice the hammer on that, how similar that is to my Montada, if you watched my video the other day. Almost identical, except for it's got a serrated top instead of the checkering that the Montada has. Montada is a new Vaquero, though, so it's smaller than this, quite a bit smaller. Same basic overall size of a similar barreled Colt Single Action Army would be. This one is like a Colt Single Action Army on steroids. What a great gun. And I said we picked 3 guns because I happen to be lucky enough that I've got a matched pair of these. What a joy. This is one purchase I never, ever, ever regretted and never will. Every now and then you get something that is just so enjoyable, is worth far more than you paid for it. Every time I've used this, I've just, such a pleasure. And this is the type of firearm, if you ever want to relieve some stress, strap this on your hip and go down to the shooting range and shoot some cans. Or in this case, yeah, if you're fortunate enough to have a beautiful, beautiful shooting range with those absolutely fantastic AR-500 steel hard targets from Hard Target. Just a fun gun to shoot. So there you go. There's our 2 picks. And it was tough because, yeah, there were other firearms we liked. The 10mm, the 1911s. Really fun to shoot at the steel, but these were what we decided to pick. Right, Jack? Yeah. And by the way, for everybody that's been asking, Jack won the race yesterday. Well, kind of won the race. Technically you won it, and technically you didn't, Jack. He won the race, came in first, and he got his girlfriend Shelly to get the... Yeah, you're such a show-off, Jack. You just had to do this. He said, Shelly, grab the champagne out of the trunk, and he jumped on the hood, and he was going to pop that bottle when they gave him the trophy. And when she opened the trunk, she had trouble finding that champagne. Jack, you should have had it. You should have had that strapped in the seat. Yeah. She fumbled around, and she knocked Jack's sport coat off of the tank of nitrous oxide. Yeah, Jack, that really is not hiding it, throwing your sport coat over it. Seriously. I can't even believe you made it to the original check-in before the race and nobody saw it. Yeah, well, so yeah, they took his first place trophy away from him before he ever got it. But you know, Shelly did look good with the winner's arm around her. Yeah, they took your bottle of champagne too, Jack. Well, thanks for tuning in this week to the Hard Target Range, guys. this beautiful Ruger Vaquero by Gary Reeder. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hard Target Range. Till next time, for Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe. And she went back and opened the trunk and had a little trouble finding the champagne. Jack, you shouldn't have left it on its side so it rolled back and forth. You should have, I don't know, propped it up or something. Put it in the car or something. What do you mean they don't let you have it in the car? He says that, but well, you had a six-pack in there, Jack, seriously.